The single most important step in any spray coating project is the metal preparation. Regardless of the type of metal, the surface must be clean, dry, free of dirt and grit, and it must have a surface that will accept the coating and allow the coating to adhere. Any surface destined to be coated should have a relatively rough finish. Do not use glass beads or shot peening to remove any existing surface finish unless abrasive grit, aluminum oxide, is to be used as a second and subsequent step. Use of glass beads or other round medium will burnish the metal and cause the spray finish not to adhere. Do not use glass beads, steel shot peening, wheel abrading, wire wheel, abrasive tumbling, or other types of surface preparations, or you risk a poor result and an inferior finish. Use of sandpaper will leave scratches in the metal that most spray finishes will not hide. We recommend 120 grit aluminum oxide for all spray-on coatings. It gives the most uniform finish and best adhesion of the spray-on finish. Remember that firearms with factory Teflon finishes will need to have the surface coating completely removed to bare metal. No spray-on finishes can be applied over factory Teflon. Factory waterborne film coatings must also be removed to bare metal to allow proper adhesion, except when using aluminide 2. Always degrease the metal surfaces before grit blasting to remove contaminants. If you do not degrease the firearm before blasting, you will contaminate your blasting agent with all the lubricants or protectants from the firearm. Always degrease again after blasting. Aluminum that has a good anodized finish and is not polished or warm will most likely accept spray-on finishes and does not require additional treatment except thorough cleaning. Stainless steel must be grit blasted with aluminum oxide prior to any spray surface application. Blued and rust-blued steels require preparation to ensure a clean surface and proper adhesion. Blued steel usually has a relatively heavy film of rust preventative, such as lubricants, oils, or waxes, and is relatively smooth. Both of these conditions will prevent proper adhesion of spray finishes unless you clean and abrasive blast the parts. To properly prepare blued steel, degrease thoroughly and grit blast the entire exterior surface and any interior surface you intend to coat with a spray finish. Use caution near the chamber or bore to avoid grit from abrading the interior of these areas. Abrasive blast carbon steel relatively close to the time you expect to coat the item. Carbon steel begins to oxidize almost immediately. Any preservative, such as Brownells Hold, will require additional attention and cleaning to remove it before applying the finish. Parkerized steel finishes, in most instances, take more preparation than blued or stainless steels. Parkerized steels are of a relatively rough texture, and they are designed to hold lubricants and protectants better than blued steels. First, examine the entire exterior and decide if the firearm has burnished or polished spots from wear, writing in a rack, case, or other surface wear. It is likely the spray finish would stick to these areas, but it would give a different reflective quality and give a different look compared to the other areas. Once you identify areas of concern, you have to decide whether to blast those areas or if there are sufficient flaws to blast the whole gun. Keep in mind, if you blast one area, it may not have the same appearance as the area around it or another section of the gun and may appear different. Use your own judgment to decide your next step in that regard. Before grit blasting any parkerized surfaces, all oils and contaminants must be removed by thoroughly degreasing the surface. If you decide to reparkerize prior to a spray finish, you must remove all old parkerizing and reparkerize the entire firearm to ensure a uniform finish and appearance and proper protection. Do not apply any post-treatment solutions or oils prior to application of the spray finish. Heat at 300 degrees for 20 minutes or blow dry the entire gun with a heat gun or blow dryer before finishing. Remember to degrease with TCE after parkerizing to remove any deposits from the bath. A parkerized finish will result in an excellent surface for spray coating and will give additional corrosion protection, but is not required. Most spray coatings actually give better salt spray protection than bluing or parkerizing, and even some electroplating.